Welcome back to Kawasaki'ville, and we have the appropriate clothing. And we're going to be doing some stripping this episode. That's a little bit fresh, isn't it? Yes, we're going to be doing some paint stripping. And I use this stuff, it's jolly good, as you can see. But what it didn't do was strip that. I don't know what that is. Is that Tipex? So, we're filling with Bondo. Stage 1 of the right hand panel. And while I had it out, I'll doofer on the tank. And some little nicks and bits on the tail. And likewise on there, on the other side, which is actually pretty horrible condition. So we're starting the repair prep for paint. Talking of which, yes, everything's gone lime green or slime green. No, this is not paint. This is an instant puncture repair kit, but who could resist slime, eh? Especially if you were a kid in the 70s and used to play with this stuff. Seriously, on the subject of paint, I have changed my mind a little bit. I've gone for a teal, a metallic teal, a candy teal, no less, and ordered it today. So, back on with prep and everything. Anyway, back to these. I rather like the bare metal, actually. I don't know what to do about the white. Can't get rid of that. Well, it's not urgent, and I'm sure there's some kind of thinners out there that will rip that off. If you've got any ideas, leave it in the comments. Be glad to hear from you. Which, if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you. If you're just following the series, thank you also for tuning in and keeping up to date with the latest progress. There's plenty more in this series, there's plenty of other series, so if you haven't already, do subscribe and give the video the thumbs up at any point that you think it's worth it. And yeah, encourage others to watch my lunacy. Right, let's get on with it. Right, well, we've got the gunky stuff out. Let's get this out and block up the end of those tubes that we cut off last time. Yeah, right, gooped up, taped up. Stage 1. And there we have it, the leopard skin tank paint job. No, sanded down, just an initial little rough sanding. Find all the little crooks and crannies, and there they are, all marked up, ready for a little Bondo. Next time we do the next layer on this, which also needs sanding down. Alrighty, that's rubbed down, ready for the next level of Bondo. Still quite a ridge there. So anyone that did watch the Suzuki episodes, when I was trying to fill in on the tank, I was trying to fill in these strips for mounting the badges. It took forever, and it's very difficult to just get, so you have to kind of build this up over the level, the existing level, to be able to then sand it down to get a seamless fill. Meantime, this episode, what I also want to explore is what's underneath the heat shields, what's the join on these exhaust tail ends, and whether we want to keep them or whether we want to do something a little bit different. We shall see. Just mixing up a little bit more Bondo, probably a little bit too much actually, honestly, but there we go. And I always put too much hardener in, although I didn't that time, because look, it's kind of grey, not pink, so that's good. I always use the Family Best Silver, just to spoon it out of the jar, and yeah, let's squeeze a little bit of this on. Yeah, that's all mixed in, hardener, etc. So yeah, that's quite pink, so I'm going to put the camera down and get on with it, because it's going to go off fairly bloody quickly. Yeah, that's going off super fast, which is when you end up with that rough finish that I had up this end. Yeah, so there we go. So that hopefully is proud of the rest of the bodywork, and this time around will be job done. Who knows? Meantime, I've been scratching away at this. It'll take forever. Look, it's black underneath the white, which is an idea. I'm going to just spray the whole thing black and then sand down those those edges, that would look cool. Need to tidy it up. We'll see, that looks like it's flaking off, right? I think that's what I'll do with that. I'll just clean it off and you know, brush it up, spray it black, and then sand down those edges, and that'll be kind of cool, actually. Yeah, what next? Oh yes, exhaust. I remember those things. Let's have a look. Haha! Got sidetracked. Spotted that. Yeah, good old-fashioned steering lock. Never been bloody used. Can't get the key in there. Yeah, that's because nobody locks anything here in Arizona, because nobody nicks anything, because if you did, you'd probably get shot. By the owner, not by the cops. But seriously, nobody steals vehicles unless they're crazy. I left, I was coming home from the office, and I couldn't find the keys to my Augusta. And I was like, shit, what have I done with them? And I went down to the parking lot, and there it was. There were the keys in the bike. They'd been there all day. Nobody had stolen the vehicle. Wouldn't last 5 minutes, in 5 seconds in London. Yeah, different worlds. Anyway, that's off, and that needs tidying up. There's a few scratches there. This boy's been leaning this over. No. Yeah, the findings are not good in terms of any alternative to this, which has also got some scratches on it, I just noticed. So, although there's a band-aid there, the other pipe is welded, and then that flows down there, across there. It's kind of a cross pipe. Yeah, so, and that's welded there. So if we want to swap out that, we're going to have to cut it probably there, put a new join in, 2 into 1, etc, etc. So I guess the next stage is to actually examine what's going on in there. Yeah, that's a dead end. And see whether we just leave it as is, paint it up, chop it off. Votes, please, in the comments. What should we do? This is getting painted regardless to match. I don't know, it's got to be heat resistant, hasn't it? Maybe it's just matte black. I don't know. Turns out the other side panel is going to be more work than the other one, honestly, because I discovered a little bodge job. Yeah, didn't notice that. So it's in the right place and everything. Anyway, so I've started to mould it into the bodywork. There's a screw there, which we're going to have to again kind of mould in. Anyway, this is going to be a lot of work. So if you were asking what the hell's he doing starting a paint job already, he hasn't even started on the mechanics, that's because this stuff takes a long time and you can run it alongside. So when you run out of time or waiting for parts and things like that, you can be getting on with painting. The other reason is it's my favourite part. Well, not this bit. This bit's tedious. Anyway, I was going to take the other side off, the other heat shield, and of course the side stand's in the way. And then I remembered we've got a centre stand, and I tried to put it up on the centre stand, and I couldn't. Yes, it's got to be 40 years since I put a bike on a centre stand. I just couldn't do it. So anyway, let's get rid of it. 2 good reasons. No self-respecting cafe racer has a centre stand, for another good reason. Yes, good. Essentially it's made of molten locomotive or steamship or something. I mean, it's ridiculously heavy. It's some kind of cast iron. Well, it's coming off. I don't know what they were thinking. Let's make a super quick engine with double overhead cams and everything else, and let's throw on a cast iron anchor at the bottom to slow it all down again. So there's the same over-engineering on this ridiculously strong spring, which springs it back up, and short of getting some suspension shock absorber clamps on it, I couldn't remove that, not even with the aid of my big screwdriver. Anyway, we have undone the bolts which live, I'll show you around the other side. Basically there's a nut and a bolt that goes through there, and on this side now there is a split pin, which I've kind of straightened out as much as I can. So let's see if we can get that out. Well, thankfully that whole core, that whole circular core turned, so I was able to get it in a better position, flatten it out some more, and get my little non-screwdriver through the eye of the split pin, the cotter pin, and we're nearly there. And then that center shaft will just hopefully bang out. Molten locomotive will drop to the floor, hopefully not cracking the concrete. Okay, managed to lever the split pin out. So as I say, that should now just bang out, and this will fall to the floor. Yeah, like that. I'm just using a socket extension to bang it through. So it's free this side, and hopefully I can pull it out the other side. Yeah, so this side, that shaft that goes through has got like a lip to stop it going through this side. So yeah, and that should just pull out. There you go. So while I was down there, I noticed this is like vertical, and I don't think that's right. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to change it. Oh no, what the hell, that's like a finishing touch, but I spotted it, so I'm going to do it now. Yeah, much better. Especially when the wires are rerouted. So, while I was down in that area, I was also looking at the exhaust, as you do, and I'm thinking maybe we could do something like this. Yeah, kind of just slice it and chop it. I don't know what I'll find inside, but that could work. And in the same area, the foot peg, the foot peg situation vis-a-vis the brake. That brake pedal is riding high already, so we could take it down a notch or two on the so just turn it around a little bit. Gonna need a longer spring, I guess. Don't come much longer than that, do they? Jesus, look at it. Meantime, that needs more sanding. All this needs sanding. Yes, in situ. I will take it off when I spray it, but might as well leave it there for the moment. Everything else is protected to avoid further cleanage. More sanding, more sanding. See what I mean about paint? It's a lot of prep. Before we get too carried away with painting, I think I want to work out how I'm going to mount this back light. I kind of like it there rather than all the way back here. That would be real easy. That would be really easy. So that's what I'm going to do, actually. I'll show you. There you go, something like that. Obviously that perspex is not in the right place, but you get the idea. There, that's better this way up, but gravity takes over somewhat when you turn it the right way up. I think that's that solution. Making progress on the tank, less leopard spots, smaller leopard spots. These are coming along. That's still horrible. The paint on that is horrible. Can you see the orange peel? Yeah, look. While we're in painting mode, it'd be rude not to do something, right? Quick mask up and a quick squirt even. Meantime, looking at some random graphics actually, whilst I'm watching the paint dry. Yeah, I'm thinking here. So something like this. Well, of course there's one on the other side. Duh. Alright. Well, I think that's more than enough excitement for one episode, of which I have many. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so down here. And if you thought the video was any good, if you're still watching, you must have done, right? So give it a thumbs up, and yeah, encourage others to watch my lunacy.